Welcome to sideB, motherfuckers.
Welcome to sideB, motherfuckers.
Hey, one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. It's certain. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Ay, there's only one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. And it's certain. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things. Alright, I'ma keep it general just like the army. Most real niggas know most niggas phony. Your shadow got your back, huh? Just like your homie. That's why shady niggas will harm thee. Just ask Caesar. Brutus got him and caught him before his last breather. If that don't make you believers, then you'll learn. Honesty is a quality that will burn, but it's cool. And trust is a quality you will earn. You a fool if you think you learn all of the rules. Imitating imitation and they calling it cool. I know a little bit, but go ahead and call me a fool. While you sprinkle sugar on shit and you calling it food. See, I'm just trying to groove and you standing on the wall with your hands on your balls, making crab claws move. Trying to bonk at a dog, but I don't bonk. I just fall back till you think you winning, but you lost in the
I feel like that's the most common thing every nigga say when he first
No,
sees that.
fuck that. I can just go there and be like, listen, I know I'm a man, but I identify as a woman. Okay, so do not hate on my identity. You know, I feel like a woman on the inside.
Yeah, I see the homo pills really kicked in on you with all the mustache and beard you
Right.
have.
You know, yes, they really
They
have.
go trust that if they women only weed camp.
Fuck that. I identify as a woman for these next 4 days, and you're gonna respect that.
I mean, why would you go to
God
all?
damn, that's a
Damn,
big
it's a
blunt
big
that they're
ass blunt.
smoking.
Ooh,
Maybe we should go to a brotherhood camp for smokers.
That's every single day.
Right, we do that. We do
A
that.
camp thing though, that's like, you know what I'm saying?
We can go to Joe Brown Park and get the same effect.
So every time we have a camp every day. We mostly
Yeah,
go
between
places.
us though, this is a camp, but like people you can meet people and network.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
blazing worship every month. Like, no, I mean, most days we go to a weed friendly. So even if it's not just us, we go around people who are smoking. We all wind up smoking.
Okay,
That's
yes.
the truth. That's true.
And I understand what you're saying on the level of love, because these a bunch of women going
Yeah, of
secluded
course.
together.
Yeah.
But
like
I
a
don't
women's
want to go
retreat
secluded
for
with a bunch of niggas when I'm high, dog.
I don't know, dog, 'cause it's a brotherhood thing of camping and learning, and you know what I'm saying, learning your brother, learning how to be better man, talking about certain things, counseling your brother, you know what I'm saying? I think it'll be a beneficial thing, and it's good for the brotherhood to like better, society, if we could do better as men coming up
That's
in
fine.
all fashions and forms.
That's fine, son, but that's you don't need the weed for that.
The weed is fucking, yeah, that's the cool, they're doing that with the weed as well.
Well, what I'm saying is that's stuff that's already going on though. There's already brotherhoods and mentorships and retreats that niggas going, especially in the churches and
But
such.
then you
and
come there and
schools.
bond with brotherhood on some smoke.
Yeah, so you're saying to set up a men's version of this.
Yeah, ain't
And
nothing
I'm
wrong
saying
with that.
I'm not finding anything wrong with that. I'm just saying me personally, when I get high, I get horny, and if I'm gonna be like 4 days with all y'all niggas,
I'm not about to fuck one of y'all.
We
So
all
that's
get
what you
high.
think that's what's going on in the women camp? When they get high, they get horny, they start fucking each other.
I didn't
Maybe
say,
a little bit.
I didn't say.
But
how did that connection happen?
Because
I
the thing
said
is,
when
if it's gonna be-
I
if it's gonna be
get
like-
high, I get horny, and I'm gonna be wanting to fuck something.
man,
How's
so,
that?
So you, so
why
you
is
can
that?
control your dick for 4 days?
Like,
and
how
learn
is that
something?
implying that the women are doing the same?
All right, you're right. Because you said something about you.
Yeah, all about me.
I give you that caveat.
There we
But
go.
That's not even a caveat. That's a fact.
I mean, it's a fact.
He's just happy he learned a new word, you know what I'm saying? Caveat. He can't even spell it, but he just likes the way it sounds.
Bitch.
You know.
How long it take you to graduate from Dillon?
I graduated. How long did it take you to graduate from Dillard?
4.5.
I suffered from Hurricane Katrina. I was building my mother's house back up.
Oh, that's what you were doing?
Oh,
Yes.
and you know, don't
That's
say
what you're
4.5,
doing?
say 5. You gotta be real.
No, it's 4.5.
Watch
It's
yourself.
only did one semester.
No, it's
Watch
not, but
yourself.
you don't graduate to the end. That's a whole year they count that as, my nigga.
I only did that one semester at that thing.
It just sound better. 4.5. The
Yeah.
next
I didn't
count
do- I
is
didn't do a
5.
full
We
year.
all
I was
graduate in the
yeah.
spring.
Right.
Really? I had to do no full year though.
Oh.
I had to do no full year.
That does
Just my
not sound
spelling bee
familiar.
challenges.
I feel like you did.
Because I didn't come back in the fall. Remember, I was in California in the fall.
I don't know what I'm saying.
And I came back in the spring.
That 4.5
Sound like some fuckery
sound
to
mighty fine. But that 5 and what it was.
Nah, 4.5.
That diploma didn't come until that year 5.
It came in the next year. It came in the 5th year.
Well, you got that.
It came in
You
the 5th
weren't
year of
official.
college.
You was technically still a non-diploma having motherfucker.
Non-diploma
For that
having
whole little time.
You know what?
Little
Science
bitch, we
diploma,
round
my nigga.
up. We round
You know what, dog? We all missed the mark. But we all
missed no fucking mark, bitch. We got the paper, stupid.
I mean, we got
fucking
it.
Paper.
We got it. But I'm talking about as far as like that 4-year mark. But fuck that mark.
Fuck them 4 years. Once again, well, I say this about what you said too, D. That 4-year do get skewed when you throw a hurricane in it. Even though I always say full responsibility that I fucked up. That's why.
No, I mean I supremely fucked up in a bunch of areas. But
I fucked up. I could have
But
did it
I
in
did
4.
stop for like a year and a half.
But
because of
like
that shit.
for anybody that Katrina happened while you were in college,
Yeah.
that's a different thing. Like I like the mark changed.
Even your mindset, I can see why you didn't come back to
Everything.
college for a while if you're like just on your mental alone.
Shit different. Like because I never tried to use that as an excuse, even though
But it's legit.
Even though it's a viable and legitimate excuse. You know what I mean? Whether you talk about, you know what I mean, that year happened and then you listen, you lose a semester.
PTSD or whatever. You know
I mean,
what I'm
before
saying?
that, I mean the technicality of you actually lose a semester, and then not only from that shit, like you just said just now, like you know the mental aspect.
So you're technically already behind because you wasn't even in school.
It's just not in your right self. So I won't say that niggas that wasn't even fair. But then on top of it, as long as you get out that bitch, nigga, I don't give a fuck if it took you 4 years or 10.
Yeah,
get
if
out.
you got out, then
If you started, if you went in, because I'm not preaching to everybody they need to necessarily go in.
Or
but
like
if you go in,
you went in.
and you go
as long
more
as
than
you
enough
get
in,
out, right?
get out. Because I feel like you go in a year or 2 and you won't get out. But if you go in and you like your senior year or you got one more semester to go, nigga, finish that off.
I won't tell anybody to get out because too many circumstances depend upon
a lot.
You know what I mean? Like
Once
I can't
you get in, huh?
I mean, like because you know what I mean. Like if you're an artist, I can probably tell you won't necessarily need your degree as much as if you're a lawyer or anything medical. You know what I mean? Certain, it just depends on the field.
Yeah, there's like
Math.
too many factors.
There's too many factors.
There's
Anything
way
in
too
math
many
and
factors.
science, you don't.
I mean, even in mass communications, dog, you ain't gonna get no fuck. You ain't gonna get that far without a degree at the
True
base
that.
level. If you want to be a reporter, if you want to be a news writer,
The ladder to climb will be much longer.
it just depends.
To
So
get
it's
to where
like
you
I
go.
won't tell anybody if they came in with reason, with you know what I mean, with to get out unless that's their full decision. I'm just saying, you feel me? Depending upon what you do, it's not as needed as they sold it to us. They sold it to us like, like be all end all. These diplomas would save your life, and
Right, like once you get that
they-
bitch, dog,
I
the
bought that
doors are
dream.
all open.
yeah, I know homeless niggas with diplomas, dog.
Master's degrees and PhDs.
You know what I mean? Come on, son. So it's like,
I ate that shit up. I ain't gonna lie.
And-
I was like, I gotta get this paper.
and generation change, culture change.
Culture do change. I told you my junior year though, dog. I remember I told you my junior year. I was like, son, I could have went to conservatory. I should have went to a fucking conservatory.
I mean,
And be
that's
honest with
still
you,
a
dog,
form of school. Like they got people in our industry right now that didn't go to none of that and are big.
And in college,
They take those acting courses and classes and have coaches, but I know motherfuckers that ain't go to no nothing like conservatory, nothing. You hear me? That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not saying that should be everybody's road. I'm just saying if you get to that point where it's like feels like a breaking point and you got to choose between left and right, really take in that depending upon what you're doing, you may not need it as much as it's been piled on to us. We in a generation where our grandparents are still living enough to tell us how important that shit is, what they died for, what they fought for. So it's like there's a certain guilt that also gets put upon us.
so I do this for you, grandma.
You know what I mean? It's just a certain guilt when you come to the expectations of being black in America. We're talking about and dealing with education. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's almost like the indoctrination, almost of like religion. You know what I mean? Part of the black culture religion
It's
is
very
that.
similar. Pardon me. Very, very similar.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to let your folk down something, but at a point, like you just said, Joe, like your junior year, this happened to me at one point when I was at in college too. Where I was like, man, I could really say fuck it right now, just go for it.
Right, just go for it.
You hear me? I didn't need because especially after graduating and getting a degree, I would say the degree helped me get my day job, which is cool. You know what I mean? So that's about I won't.
It gave me another weapon in the arsenal.
I mean, the degree. I'm not gonna take none away from all the things I learned while being in college.
And that's the thing too. It is experience of nothing like other, especially the HBCU.
Yeah, son. I'm not gonna take nothing away from that, but that's not to say that I couldn't have achieved success still while just doing what some of these other cats do. Go to the acting courses, go to the acting, workshops, learn the business outside of this. Because Dillard, I don't even want to put our school out there like that, but our college, I already said it. Fuck it. Our college didn't fucking teach the business of film to me.
Right.
No, by the time the business of film even came around, it was way after y'all were gone.
Wait, what?
Like when they came around.
Oh yeah, at the school itself, yeah, and that was just frustrating because our city was hot for the business while we were in school, and for whatever reason, I sold to myself in school that while I'm in school, I can't pursue the business. It's like I had a dissonance there.
No, you didn't sold yourself that. They sold you that because they told you that. They put that shit sometimes even against your grades and shit, certain like things like that. You know what I mean? They were petty like that in that theater program.
I didn't really encounter that. You feel?
Shit, every time I felt like it was like, man, you can't do this. You in the theater, you gotta stick to this. This is your training. You this, you know.
Yeah, but I never thought that if you came at them with some professional, like, look, such and such, I got this part on this, or you look such and such, I go this for that. I never had no pushback on trying to get in the industry. They was doing that for as far as fraternities or like stuff that's outside of the theater realm that's still in college. I'm talking about business. You feel me? Like they never say don't go do business. It's just I know they
never had the business for us to give it like.
They also never told us to go pursue the business of film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was never encouraged because we were in the.
I guess because it wasn't encouraged.
We weren't encouraged. We weren't in the.
We were not encouraged to like get active in the business, even though we're still in school. You know?
And you know it's a theater program, and that's what most of these schools have are. Theater programs, and if you getting a good one, your teacher's going, you know, if you get, I ain't gonna say a bad, because we wasn't in a bad one. But if you getting one of the best. If you getting one where, you know what I mean, you have a teacher that's been through the business, you will get a different experience. You feel me? And there's too many things that go with that at the end of the fucking day. I just know that a lot of times we put this pressure on us. And I understand, of course, we also have the mentality of don't quit. Yeah. I'm just saying sometimes, bro, look at the schematic, logically address it objectively. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you need this right now? Is this affecting your sanity? Is this affecting your health? Is this affecting you financially? I'm going to be in debt till I'm going to be in debt right now. At the end of the day, it's troubling for a nigga like me that's like, man, like, it did help me get my day job, but it did not help me in any way in the business.
Nah.
Aside from skill. Like, you know what I mean? Aside from skill.
They told you the show, son. They showed you the show. They didn't teach you the business and show business, dog. They honed your craft, your art.
I learned a lot.
I learned a lot too, dog.
But that biz, we was robbed in a sense.
We might have been robbed for the business, but I think we were fed like in terms of just how to deal with like people and like acting skill. Yes, also.
I will not take none away from skill, son. Like as great as my natural talent I thought was coming into college, being trained correctly does have merit. But once again, you always got the other caveat that we could have went to some acting school.
Went to conservatory.
Even if I want to take a step down from a conservatory, like they got people who get these coaches or go through these classes that's like standalone classes over time.
Like people like Lance
and Gleason. And if you have some talent already, you do your proper research. They got motherfuckers booking off of just doing those workshops and those type of classes.
Because that show that you got some with natural. If you have natural talent. And you get home by a good teacher, don't give a fuck where your degree from.
And sometimes the theater teacher can be to the detriment.
Yes, he can.
In terms of film?
In terms of film.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not in terms of just like doing theater.
No.
If you want to be a film actor, but you're getting mostly like live theater training, that's fucking right.
Shout out to Ray, because like I can't say the same speech for everybody else, but when I used to ask him about certain things with film, because I'm like, yo, Ray, you know, I have a problem. I came to him, I said, I have a problem with overacting in film. And they said I'm too big, this and the third. And I said, how do I make it work for the lens? And he's like, he came to me and methodically said, you don't understand spacing yet still. Your spacing is not longer this room no more, but it's in this realm of this box and this cube. And I was like, all right. So we have mastered teaching, I feel like. But as far as learning what's in the field, like D-Mac was saying,
my nigga, what you just said didn't make no sense though. What you just said? Like I was like, wait, huh? I don't know what that means, what you just said.
All right, so
I kind of know what he means.
What I said, what Ray told me?
Yeah, you said something about you haven't mastered spacing yet.
All right, so
and then you said a bunch of words in succession that say what you mean.
In that moment, Ray told me things about working on film. You know what I mean? That I was able to get. That I guess as far as coming to craft. How did I start off saying this again? I'm so high right now. I'm so high. Like, how did I start saying this?
You said that Ray taught you something about film.
Yeah.
And being too big for the lens.
Right, I was too big for the lens. And he told me about spacing and how to work, like, with a camera. And I think, because we were talking about theater actors leading you in the wrong way. And that moment, like made me realize that Ray did know some things about film because, like, he was basically saying, like, to tone it down. Because, like, the thing is, I teach you, you know space about theater, but you still got to understand spacing of what it is in the camera. Like, you don't have to be so big. The things are a little bit more nuanced and more into the personal. That was his way of saying it when it comes to spacing. And know where I meant in the space of what's going on, what the camera catches, what angles is that, what can I work with.
So just like... So like instead of spacing on the stage, he wanted you to master more of your spacing in the frame.
The frame. Yeah.
It's more like play to your space, dog. That's the simplest way to put. I think what you're trying to say is, you know what I mean.
If what D said is play to your space, then that's what I mean.
My nigga, if you're not in a freaking Coliseum with 300 seats, you're not gonna play to 300 seats.
But see, we were talking about theater teachers that can be the detriment, and I was saying I was so glad for Ray not being that in a moment where I thought Ray could have been that. Because
I feel like I'm mad you said names, but I feel like in general,
I want to shout him out because I think he's a great teacher.
Is a great teacher. Just because I'm saying that some of the things that we learned in theater can be a detriment to film is not me saying that our theater teachers did anything wrong or what they were not great teachers. You feel me? All I'm saying is I'm just being very clear because it can easily be construed as that if somebody listening and you say I'm just saying he's a great teacher, and that's almost like I don't want nobody to say I'm saying he wasn't a great teacher. All I'm saying is you learn all these things in theater. You know what I mean? This is what you gotta do. Play to the back of the house. Do this. Use your body. Be free. Da 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 da. Many of those things aren't one-to-one in what you need to do for film. You feel me? Some of the best things that you learn that work the best, whether I'm in a small stage or a big stage, don't work necessarily when it comes to film because in many ways they can be two different animals. It's just you got to have the same talent and know how to apply that shit.
True.
You feel me? Because like with film, because one thing that clicked to me one day when it came to that is the best thing that theater does for you as an actor when it comes to being multifaceted is it frees you up. It makes you fearless. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I can be envious of in some motherfuckers that don't have no theater experience is they're so natural sometimes. They don't think about the things we think about. There's certain things that we have to think about being performers. That sometimes we get in our own way because we know how to be performers. But the film lens does not want a performer.
Right, and I was gonna add to that, like that naturalness wouldn't play well on the stage. On the stage,
they bring that shit on stage. They're gonna bore the fuck out of the back of the fucking crowd,
and they would be saying the same thing that
AlphaJoe
is, like their film teachers didn't really teach them much about doing live theater,
but they weren't supposed to.
Right?
I wouldn't go to a film teacher. See, my whole issue is in general, dog. I think because I've said this previously. I think the whole freaking game of college tutelage when it comes to acting should be in their shit to teach both.
Two ways.
Yeah, they have to teach both.
You got to, dog. Because you can't expect every fucking kid to come in there that just want to do theater on Broadway.
You know what I'm
saying?
That was the biggest thing I learned after college when I started doing more film. I realized that acting isn't just acting. You have different acting styles. You know what I'm saying? You got acting for stage, acting for film. Mm-hmm. And once I figured out that those were two completely different martial arts, I was like, okay,
it's still fighting, but yeah, different martial arts.
Right.
Actually, if you can master theater and be able to take it down, it won't be too hard to master the fucking film.
That's some ifs that some people can't.
I got mixed
some people
can't
do. Some people can't do.
Yeah.
What you saying, D?
But because the thing is, I feel like if you got that theater thing, dog, it's more likely if you do it right that your film shit it'll just knock it out the park every time.
Depends.
I think that really depends, dog, because like mastering one art doesn't necessarily mean that you're a master of like another one.
It doesn't make say you're a master, but I feel like you have a huge step up the ladder.
You'll have a step ahead, but I think film acting and theater acting are so decisively different, dog, that you just really got to take all that shit with a grain of salt, dog, because like you might know that for film you need to be smaller, but there's still very much a craft to being small and being big at the same fucking time, because you still want to be small and fascinating. It's very easy to be small and boring.
But editing saves a lot of film. You could be boring or whatever on some certain films, and editing for the most part can save you.
You can, but
And sometimes
you as an actor shouldn't rest on that.
Some actors, how can you not when editing can save you?
No, real actors don't.
You cannot
Real
rest on
actors
the
probably,
editor.
real actors mostly come from the theater.
Nah, I can't
I
say
had
that
some theater
either.
kind of training. I wanted.
Not always, but I was about to agree with you to a
I
certain
say always.
degree. Now, see, it's too many numbers at play when you talk about film acting and theater actor, because you can find almost just as many successful film actors as theater actors actors that came from theater when you look at the game. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to decipher when it comes to that. One thing I did want to piggyback, but no, two things that both of y'all said. One thing I do understand what you're saying, Joe, is, and this is what I feel like I got from when I talk about when I first linked up with Kathy Bates on American Horror Story, is there's a certain depth in your performance, in your how you take things in. There's a certain depth that we
Certain
get.
level of intelligence.
Is it that too? But no, you get that in
Like,
film as well. It's
you
just a
do.
different kind, because there's an intelligence of
It's a
knowing your
different
blocking,
kind.
knowing your position, and knowing for the camera to see the best of you, knowing how to, like, no,
There's still a science that
there's
you
a
gotta
science
know with
involved
that.
in both. But what I'm saying is, when I'm talking about just specifically character, I think there's a
Character.
certain depth in character that you're taught in theater that is not necessarily always a one-on-one in film, because you don't always have that kind of time with your character.
I completely agree. Like in theater, you have way more time to build your character.
Way more, unless you,
You know
because
what
in
I'm
film, unless you some really head honcho famous, top tier motherfucker, you ain't got that script that long.
Right,
That
exactly.
long,
Like you're not
dog.
gonna have the script long, so
Feel
you,
me?
you really have to be actually.
And it's like the things that we
Ensemble building
learn
won't
from
be long, none
theater,
of that.
the shit we learn from theater kind of gives us that heads up of, oh, it's just this type shit, because we're so used to building and defining the character for like months.
Right.
So when it's like, oh, is this archetype, it's that breadth, it's that deepness, it's them layers that you kind of can get from being in theater that can work for you.
I think the journey of building the character in theater is a lot more fulfilling than it is in film. Unless you're like doing a film
Unless you
for
got-
like a longer period of time.
Unless you're
cool
doing
script.
television, because you're doing that for way
Yeah,
longer,
or if
or
it's
unless
on
you're
TV.
one of these main people in the film that get to have the
Cool,
script
like-
earlier.
Yeah.
Cool ass backstory in your script.
You know what I mean? You get this. You still create your same backstories a lot of times, because you know what? Both theater and film tell stories, and it gives enough of our backstory. Then us as actors got to
Yeah.
build back from it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, with film, if you have a certain character, you good. You know what I mean? Not as in depth, but it's still like, nigga, getting your script a month before everybody else does way better than like a lot of these roles, like when you book like when we book like day players or guest stars, and you know what I mean, this and
Yeah,
that.
that's like what, like the week of.
Nigga, what?
damn near.
They give you that
Yeah.
week, and then it's like, come and be perfect. So, and like I said, in theater, we get all these rehearsals with each other, with the people that you actually gonna be acting with.
Right.
A
You
lot
get to
of
cultivate like a lot of moments.
Ensemble building.
TV and film, son, you meet your acting niggas on the day. On the fucking day, and it's time to make magic. Y'all
Ain't no
rehearsal.
rehearsal.
There is a slight rehearsal for the camera, and that's on the day. It's
Yeah,
you have
that's
a
like that's
rehearsal.
on the shoot day.
Right.
Like, that's
Right,
on,
it's like,
on,
all right,
on
first
working
shot
day.
rehearsal.
You heard
All right,
me?
that's
We
ready to
got
go.
that, and then 10, 15, 20 minutes later, you about to be acting this.
Let's do it.
Now, some situations will call a rehearsal of sorts beforehand, not just a table read, because you'll get a table read at times, but some people, motherfuckers, be like, even beyond the table read, might want to link up again and work certain scenes that they da-da-da-da-da. But that depends on the director, and that's not the norm. In theater, it's the norm where you have this amount of time for rehearsal. We're going da-da-da-da-da-da. Even if it's a truncated amount of time, you're going to get fucking rehearsal with the people.
And also sometimes some things in theater, all depending on the role, like you start to meet up with these people like outside of the thing, like with Macbeth. You know what I'm saying? For to be Lady Macbeth, it's got to be more than just rehearsals too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might even meet up a little bit later.
It's just, and that goes into the actors and what they willing to put into.
Yeah, that's like actor culture, because like your castmates ain't gonna always want to practice with you outside of practice hours. Like they got some actors that just want to just get in their rehearsal, do the rehearsal, and just get the fuck
Right.
and just come and do their piece, and that's it. You know what I'm
But-
saying? So it's like sorry to cut you
No,
off, but
keep
I'm just
going.
saying, like it's fortunate when you have mates that do like to practice and want to practice, but shit, I feel like that's a fucking luxury, really,
It can be, especially in film.
in terms of the game. Fucking right, though.
Now, I won't say that theater and film are decisively different as a whole, because it's still, once again, like, I think the best information I got from a director, it might have been Ray, it might have been somebody else, it might have been a few niggas all saying the same shit, is as long as you just as honest in your moment, that's gonna translate regardless.
Yep.
As long as you seek the fucking truth of the matter, you know what I mean? Whether you gotta take it down, build it up, whatever the fuck. Because that's another thing. Some directors are subjective. Some directors like bigness on their cameras. Some like smallness. You know what I mean? There's more of a visual art and a subjectively visual art when you're talking about directors in film. So I think it's decisively different science more so than crafts.
Correct.
Same craft, different science.
Most definitely.
Same craft, different science.
Different methodologies.
The honesty is the sauce of it all. That's the rule right there.
Yeah, same craft, different science.
Yeah.
But
Same thing.
I mean, it's like, without that, craft or not, the honesty.
He just has to say it.
Right, he just had to. Right, you want to just.
Artsy
phrases
fartsy.
and shit,
We gonna introduce ourselves.
Yeah, just throw it little. Hear me? Welcome to the Fly with Bats podcast.
Yay!
Episode 62B. You hear me? This is that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Bats. Spell it Mr. out if you ain't gonna find me. If you go on Facebook, you gotta follow me on my name. Because, we go by governments and shit out there. At least I do. At least adults do. Unless you're trying to hide from your job, which I also understand.
Completely.
But as usual, I'm here with my brothers.
What's up, bitches? It's your boy D-Mac, and you can catch me on Instagrams at FrenchBread.kid, and you can follow my clothing brand at Your Dig 504, also on Instagram. And I'm feeling pretty good today. I think it's gonna be a nice episode.
Passe one. It's your boy AlphaJoe, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the roux. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at AlphaJoe504. That's J-O without the E. Facebook, Joseph Alpha Man Pines. And for 62B or 62 not to be, we in this bitch.
And it's not a question.
He said to be or not to be.
62B.
We're talking about acting. You so hard. I'll give you a little picture.
Oh, man.
Of my culture.
I'm
Phone drop, lighter drop.
I'm a big culture. Now we in this bitch.
Right,
When the phone and the lights is drop, this potty mouth, pothead podcasters are in the building. Yes, they are. Yes.
Yeah.
Hear ye.
Much culture.
Speaking of which, you had me joked out with that fucking status earlier about nigga pull out game, and you start talking to this nigga so classical.
Oh my God.
I said that shit was fucking
The
hilarious.
timeline got so classical after that. I was like, bruh.
I said yes. I said we need to talk like this again.
Cause nah, dog, the nigga might not even been college. Like it's a true story, but I didn't get to say that as it came in my brain when I wanted to say. You feel
But
me?
I just thought it was very
Like
classic.
these little niggas talking, and these little niggas, dog, they gotta be between 17 and 20.
Christ.
You heard me? 21 at the absolute most. Talking about they pull out games, and they pull out game is great. Bitch, you ain't even been tested.
You have not been tested
in
in
these
the
waters.
fires.
In
these waters
You know
and
what I'm
these
saying?
fires.
Like, what do you mean your pull out game at 20? You haven't fucked nothing.
You still went
love
behind
it.
the ears, boy.
You ain't fucked
You ain't
nothing
fucking
yet.
You ain't stand up in the pussy yet.
Yeah, you ain't. Some of y'all ain't even get the pussy yet. You lying.
All right. Some of
Some
the
of
niggas
them-
ain't even got none yet.
You all
So what
lying.
the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, you talking
That's
about a
what
pull out for you to be like you a master at anything, you have to have been tested.
Son, you can't pull off the pull out.
Bruh. It's like one of those things on the slick. He was making a joke, but I feel this fucking way. So like, you know what I mean? How in the game, like damn, kind of slick side relates to the Cat Williams shit with Kevin and all that we talked about on the other side. But on the level of a lot of times you don't know people's journeys. So the niggas that pop up, they be like, oh man, oh yeah, they overnight sensation. And you don't know that motherfucker done been putting in 15 years, been homeless,
that is so
almost died.
minimizing.
And I was like, motherfucker, if a motherfucker called me an overnight sensation, or see, I ain't put my dues in any regard after all these years, all this bullshit. Nigga, I've bled literally on stage more than once, nigga. So it's like not literal blood, nigga. So nonsense. So that's test, nigga. And I'm still not calling myself a master actor. You feel me? Nigga still got a journey. So this little niggas who talk about, nigga, I mean, if Sam L want to call himself a master, I'm not gonna say shit to him. If you know what I mean, once you've been in if Viola Davis want to say she's a master actor, I'm not gonna say shit to her. You feel me? But I'm on this journey still, so I'm just saying I'm on this journey. I got years in the game. All that to see niggas been testing and shit, nigga. This little nigga barely out his mama house, barely out his mama pussy. You feel me? Had me joke out because they was cause you know New Orleans niggas, so they were so animated, so loud with they pull out game, and I'm like, dog, son, and like they had a couple of and it's like It was just fun because nobody else was in there. Because I know, son, if like some real old head was up in there, like to be like, man,
whatever, young boy.
So, I felt like I looked around and I was the oldest nigga in the room. Nigga.
Yo, whistle ain't wet yet, young man.
So hell yeah, I'm like, nigga, at least get to 30 before you start talking about pull-out games.
That shit was so funny.
At least get to 30 because over your 20s is when everybody get knocked up.
Right.
Over the whether married or unmarried,
20s, straight up.
Over the course of your 20s, life starts changing.
22 is when I got out of the game.
You start seeing all dog. You start seeing it because you know people, of course, people get pregnant before their 20s, dog. But I'm saying, as an adult, you start seeing the change. Because some of these younger people, when they get pregnant, their lifestyle still kind of be the same because they could get a kid to their mom or daddy, and they still kind of having fun and shit.
From like 22 on up, dog, it's like, oh wow, everybody getting, either they're in a relationship with the baby or not in a relationship with the baby. But a baby there. I'm
just saying, babies become the closer you get to 30, babies become less and less and less of a surprise or a problem or anything because it's like, nigga, I'm 31, I'm 35, I'm 39, whatever. Nigga, it'll make like boom, 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 boom.
So in light of this, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I am a master puller outer.
I mean, you can say that, son. You passed the threshold without.
I feel like I passed the threshold, and I'm just gonna put that degree on my belt and just let it sit there.
Let it sit there, my nigga. You got the proof in the pudding, literally.
I'm gonna say I got a purple heart.
Hear ye, fool.
And I'm out of
Thou shouldst not speak it as if thou art a master puller outer.
I'm out of battle, bro. I'm a warrior.
You are
out of battle.
Wait there. I see upon thine countenance that thou art forgetting.
I was in a battle and lost a leg.
Father, thou art not the master of the pull-out game.
Only one, though.
Disqualification.
No.
You got a battle scar going right across your face like fucking Ryu or some shit, nigga. Nigga, you have been scarred from war.
I got an A on my shit, huh?
My son said, look, I learned.
I had to learn the hard way. I had to fail before I could succeed.
It is hilarious. That was one of those things you only can be sitting from a certain vantage point in your life to even be able to even take in. Because I found it mostly funny. Because I was like, these niggas. Yeah, man. It just was funny to me, dog. But yeah, man, we in this thing here. I forgot what I was about to say, but fuck, we're going to get to what we always get into, man. Pull out that scroll. We got to shout out our local podcast artists out here, such as the Your 30 podcast with Marty Edwards, your favorite host, your absolute favorite host on the Your 30 podcast.
Pardon me.
It's the Marty cast. It's the Mard cast because he calls himself the favorite. I'm not trying to, stir no shit up.
I ain't trying to stir the pot.
But that is what he said, though.
I mean, what he always says, given the fact there's only 2 hosts. You heard me?
And also that arrogant ass observer.
The arrogant observer I've never even heard say such a thing like such.
How can you be an arrogant observer and never observed him say that?
The arrogance. But go listen to the podcast. That's the homies. That's the Big Brother podcast. They're cursing us out right now.
Like these fucking guys.
These motherfuckers. Also, shouts out to the Misbelief Radio Show podcast with DC Paul, Jay Steele from Fat Girl Nolan. Oh, yeah, I gotta remember. Fat Girl Nolan, Jay Steele, and my dude Marty Edwards of Your 30. We come together for Reviewing Dat podcast. I'm still mourning the loss of the last episode, but it's all good. We gonna move forward. Oshun, the Malik the Historical Geek, and us over at the Misbelief Radio Show podcast. Go check them out. Go check out the YouTube and such. We still trying to get that name official.
One quick thing. Y'all had Taking the Bangers and Raheem. How was that, dog?
Loved it.
We had Taking the Bangers and Raheem Gillespie on our last episode. We had a really great episode. Even Susan Henry, the station runner of WBOK, was there.
Evil Susan B. Henry.
She dropped
Susan
bars.
E. Henry.
She dropped bars on the game of media, of radio. So it's like, even though those were the fun guests, Raheem, our brother, and Taking the Bangers, soon to be superstars, if they aren't already considered such, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a nice hodgepodge of great information. So yeah, go fuck with the Misbelief. I mean, come on. I just gave, we segued into a pretty decent advertisement for them over there, for us over there, for we. Next up, We'll Figure This Out podcast with Jay Skills and my dude Lido and Kiki. You hear me? My freaking Facebook is on freaking beam, dog. Like that's the sound that y'all hear when y'all hear that
Articles should be fucking starting fires.
It's fucking Facebook,
really,
Facebook.
That's the Undertaker coming.
Also, check out 4 Misses in the Mic podcast, where my favorite married people talk that married and that relationship and that mature ass shit with much more regality than we are over here with our potty mouth ass.
We are without the regality.
I mean, look. Wait, you said something about wine? Let me look at them on my podcast.
I feel like they said wine. They got nice.
Dude, I think wine is part of their logo. 4 Misses, hey. 4 Misses in the mic. What's up? Nah. It's the theme song, you hear me? But no, they got wedding rings, a big ass 4 and a microphone. Well, yeah, 4 Misses in the mic. So but for some reason, like in my mind, they're sipping wine.
They're sipping wine.
And talking that grown ass shit.
Right,
to go
grown
listen
shit.
to him.
Yeah, you should, son. I fuck with them.
They on that legs cross shit.
You hear me? That's, you know, my girl Bree put me on that. That's her podcast. When I went to McMahon together. What up, Bree? She listen to our joints too.
Cool.
Shouts out to On the Lake podcast.
On the Lake.
On the Lake. You hear me? With Ralph, Chelsea Blunt, and Frankie Cola. And Sleeping Beauty, you dig off.
Oh, yeah, and Sleeping Beauty. Can I forget?
Can't forget none of y'all. You know what I mean? Shouts out on the league. The Metal Hand of God podcast. Hits a blunt. I didn't get a hit. Hold up. Give me a lighter. I got a lighter.
Yoga fire.
Yoga flame. The Metal Hand of God podcast. The Black Guys Next Door podcast. The Hip Hop Nerd podcast. The No Dope on Sundays podcast. The Books to Bills podcast. The Fuck What You Heard podcast. Through the Hallway podcast, if they still podcasting. I heard Mark Caesar coming back with his Mark Caesar show pretty soon.
Cool.
And the Black Girl Giggles podcast. I forgot that podcast.
Yeah, Black Girl Giggles podcast. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down with them, even though I keep getting updates that they keep putting up new episodes. So I'm gonna sit down and listen to the Black Girl Giggles podcast, the 50420 podcast.
Whoa, what up, boys?
Zeke and the Magic Man, Sam the Magic Man.
Zeke and the Magic Man.
What's Zeke's whole name? I just remember Zeke. Zeke what?
Ezekiel.
No, I mean, wasn't it like a title like Sam the Magic Man and...
Honestly, I made up one
Zeke
for
the Plumber?
It's not Zeke the Plumber.
Do y'all even know about Zeke the Plumber?
No. Did he help out Morgus?
Okay, no. There was this show that used to come on Nickelodeon called Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts, yeah, I remember that.
And that was one of my favorite fucking shows back in the 90s. But they had an episode where...
we hold you in our hearts.
And when we think about you, it makes me wanna fart. Yeah, we're old niggas. Don't look over here. But there was an episode where like some kind of little scary shit was happening, and they was telling this urban legend about this guy called Zeke the Plumber that would basically come and smother you with a plunger in your sleep or some shit like that.
I don't remember it.
And it's like, that was the only time I ever heard that name, Zeke. So like,
he said my first Zeke.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm talking about Zeke the Plumber. Oh,
he was my first Zeke.
That nigga scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I was scared as the fuck.
He was my first Zeke.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
Was that all the podcasts?
Sound like it. Close the scroll.
Okay, I think that's everybody.
And if we missed it, we'll just open that bitch up again.
Yeah, so I can't think of nobody else. Oh yeah, so
right,
welcome to sideB 62, episode 62. You dig, man, as usual. When we get into the things, Brooklyn,
open
ladies,
the fucking scroll.
We forgot about our girls, Roxy and Elle Michelle, over there.
My
Therapy
gosh.
New World podcast.
So Roxy, stop lying.
What's up, y'all? Over there, New York in it, New York
up.
New York. Facts be no cap. But
close the scroll.
Scroll close. So yeah, man. So on sideB, we started off with that ETOUFEE of the day.
Yummy.
Well, we get into some topics that get into the heart of the matter of things going on in our society and culture, us as a people. You feel me? After the ETOUFEE of the day, we get into that Dildos America,
which is your friendly reminder of just where you live and just who the fuck you be dealing with out here in these mean streets.
After that, we have the hero highlight.
And we happy.
And we get happy. Feeling good inside. Because people are doing good in the world of pure fuckery. Like to shine a light. On a person.
On the nigga.
Doing good.
All the good.
In a pure world of pure fuckery.
Fuckery.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna make that the song for real. You gonna fuck around. And then we get out here and see you the next couple of couples. You hear me?
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get into that ETOUFEE.
Start your engines.
Arthur got his first gun, he ready to murder. He out of of control, acting swole on bourbon. I don't even drink. If I see you, I ain't see you. Nah, I don't even blink. Nah, I don't even think that I'm here. But if I see you and I like you, I'ma smile. Is this really who I am? Huh? Then versus now, life is too wild. This shit is out of hand. I'm just trying to live, but y'all don't give a damn. I'm just trying to be cool. I don't wanna lose my work, lose my mind, lose my spine, lose my shirt. But if you know me, then you know I go berserk. Then you know I go berserk. Then you know I go berserk. Head first, I'm just shutting.
So, first off, the ETOUFEE, before we get to any serious stories, and this might take up time, it might not, dog, but both me and Joe pulled into some fuckery. On these mean Facebook streets.
You guys got drawn into the vortex of
I've
evil.
been doing so good too, son.
I've been trying to keep y'all out there.
I've
Man.
been doing so good.
What happened?
Working on my health.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. See, Joe had no business though, because Joe came in there to talk shit about people having the nerve to make the shit, to get caught up basically, and they got caught up.
Okay.
And then got caught up his goddamn self.
Okay.
I always laughed. I said, Joe, I thought you were gonna leave that statement. They said, no, I come back, Joe in the sauce. I'm like, wait, where you come from?
I was mad.
You just made fun of us all for getting lost.
I included myself too, though.
Yeah,
I was like, we all stupid, including my
yeah, after the fact. At first, I felt like you really wanted to come in there and be like,
no,
y'all
the first one
y'all
was
niggas
like,
tripping.
The first one I came in there, I was like, all y'all niggas wasting y'all time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Y'all niggas
wasting
stupid.
y'all
Y'all to
time.
get this dumbass nigga this fucking
Yeah,
platform.
son. I was like, that's what made me laugh and made me stop. I go for it. You said that's like, you know what? Fuck this nigga. I ain't about to keep going back and forth with this nigga.
Yeah.
I ain't about to keep going back and forth with this nigga.
I have to. Okay.
But
so
then when I
what?
came back and saw you, I just laughed.
Like, damn, they got him.
They got him. They got the homie. And I came and find it. He want these niggas like me to shell out, or did I pass it up? So basically, dog, this nigga Isaiah said that, what if I told you that racism doesn't exist?
And automatically, I knew what was going on there.
He said, "What if I told you racism doesn't exist?"
Yes, Morpheus said that.
Yeah, there we go. Here it is right here.
This Morpheus thinking ass nigga said that.
Okay.
What if I said racism doesn't exist?
Nah, he's just trying to start a fire. He must need some fucking attention.
Yeah, man. So some of the reactions were like, you know, pretty funny.
That's
Nigga
100-something
said,
comments,
you
huh?
bored.
Right? Yeah, you bored.
Yeah. That doesn't deserve any type of acknowledgement.
Right, thank
my
you.
comment could be perceived as an acknowledgement.
Right.
Trust me, it's not now or ever.
Yeah,
no,
this should
no,
not
baby,
be.
It is an acknowledgement, but I understand what you're trying to say. Then I will open-mindedly, not a real word. Wait, open-mindedly? Okay.
Then I will open-mindedly.
Not a real word.
Not a
She
real
said in
word.
parentheses.
Ask you to explain.
Ask you to explain.
No, I wouldn't have asked that. You must be bored also.
I see the grass in the summer isn't green and the sky with no rain clouds isn't blue. I love this Kanye shake of the head. That's what Danielle says. I would say if you subscribe to the idea that race doesn't exist and we are all one race, and I would agree with you, racism does not exist. But on any regular day, I would just keep scrolling because I'm not ready. I understand what she's trying to say. Basically, my nigga, so if racism doesn't exist, you just going by we're all one race. If you're not saying, if you're not one of those believers, which is a different argument.
She is adding a very,
Giving like a loophole.
yeah, she is gracing him with an interpretation of his concept.
But what I know about her is this. I know she's not giving him a loophole because she knows that that's not what.
Give him a loophole.
No. I'm saying she knows that he doesn't believe that.
Right, okay.
So
That
she's
has to
writing
be
that
obvious.
to tell this nigga to be like, look, nigga, I know you don't believe we're all one race. If you did, then you at least have some leg to stand on with saying that.
Right.
But you do believe that we're multiple different races. So as long as there are these differences, there's going to be some form of hate and such. You know what I'm saying? So, Joe, you can tell him how you fell into the pot. I tell him how I fell into the pot.
Wow, why?
Because
Because I see you got to see more, and I wish it didn't say that.
all my shit says more though.
Oh,
So I think I got to 100 something. So check this out. This is how I got into it.
No, I was before you though because
Go,
I was
go.
in there before because that's what made me laugh when you came.
I need to understand because dude, I would not have given that a lick.
Because
Of my
I
energy,
only
dog.
plan to give it that one statement, and then it's almost like that's how they always get you.
Yep.
You think you're gonna just say yo
Yeah,
one
one
little
hit of
thing
crack.
and go away because what you said is just enough, and then they'll say something that you really wasn't expecting them to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was
Okay.
like, you know, because I'm like, my nigga ain't like that was like it's cause I basically want to level up what you ignoring like systemic racism. I mean, I said
that was too much.
I said you're ignoring the systemic side. You're ignoring all shit that's been documented and proven. You're ignoring job placement. You're ignoring pay rights, education, self-esteem, media representation, stereotypes. I basically broke down all these things you would be ignoring if you really believe that racism don't exist. But then this nigga said, well, it's all hate. So he feels like is not racism, it's just hate. Racism is
okay.
real,
So you're just trying to reclassify it under this general umbrella of hate.
and that's
hate?
where me and him kept going back and forth. Where he wasn't seeing his fucking crack is my nigga. No, son, it can be qualified as a form of hate to a degree, but hate is too broad. There's too many different forms of hate, and racism isn't always hate. Some racism is fear. Some racism is just power, which Joe gets to later.
Some racism is just culture.
Culture, systemic, conditioning, indoctrination. There's so many, passive, micro. There's so many layers to racism, and there's so many layers to hate. That's why the word racism even exists. Even if it's like to say you just sick, but what do you have? Do you have a cold? Do you have cancer? Do you have a liver problem? You can't just say
it's completely retarded. It's
sick.
Completely retarded because if you just go all the way back, and this is just one example of just a myriad of fucking examples that you could present, which I wouldn't because this just warrants no response from D-Mac personally.
I think it's because he black. I think that's what made us respond more. So we know this nigga from Dillon and he black. Because if this was some random white dude, I would have been
haha, next fucking caller. But dude,
I probably said fuck you and left it.
There were slave masters who genuinely loved their fucking slaves.
Right.
They didn't hate them. Like you can go back and like read documents of like where that's like factually true. Like they did not believe.
Documents on documents. It's I kept on hitting with that too. It's like, no, there's too much data to the contrary.
There's just too much data.
There's too much data to the contrary what you're saying.
So
and you just trying to just be.
No, you're 100% right, D.
But
you can do some easy research.
Yeah, it's very easy, dog.
Man, so yeah, you're right, D, dog. Like, fuck, I'm high as a motherfucker.
Son, it's just fucking...
Too much documentation, too much proof.
Yeah, there's just too much proof. Like, it's like really stupid. It's just really stupid.
It's a Google away. That's what I was saying.
Like, they got videos on top of videos even now at this point of, you know, tons and tons of non-black people, non-minority people saying just how much they hate black people.
But he was trying to say, you said the word hate. He said it's just systemic hate. It's all hate.
Yeah.
Every time you say racism, you can say hate. That's like, no,
but no,
son.
that's stupid.
He was
because
blind to the fact that
you know what I mean? A motherfucker that's looking at Shaquana's name and deciding to go with Ethan is not necessarily hating
That's not necessarily hate.
He's misguided in ignorance, and that's racism. Yeah. Motherfucker that just thinks, like we talked about, a QB that's white is smarter than a QB that's black, that's racism. He's not intentionally hating black QBs, but that's racism. There's so many things that's racism that has nothing to do with intentional hate.
No,
so my
people
nigga,
who want niggas to stay in a place, but they don't want them to die and go through torture.
All kind of shit.
And they want to stay in a structure that's beneath them.
My nigga, words evolve, meanings evolve. That's why there's more than one in the dictionary under any word, son. You playing word games and trying to simplify something that shouldn't be simplified. It's already naturally evolved beyond the point of simplification. That's how we got into racism. The original hate that the first two human beings did wasn't racism. It was for fucking fear, most likely, but whatever it was, it evolved to where we have all these homophobia, racism, sexism, all the shit that is a part of that bracket and more, my nigga. It's a complex thing that you try to not make complex, and when you do that, you make it harder to fight. How you gonna fight something when it needs a specific medicine? And you trying to make it all Tylenol.
And here's what I really don't get. What's the point? Like, why are you trying to reclassify racism in this way? Like, what are you even... Like, let's say that we all, as a culture, said one day, okay, racism doesn't exist. What happens now? Like, does that, like, exonerate white people?
And
does that fucking, like, what are you trying to achieve?
If you say, and it's just being said... Not that it's gone, but we all just agree to say it, but all the actions and all the bullshit is still there.
It still happens.
What the fuck?
Because that's what we do now.
You know what I mean? It's a strong and major degree.
It's just really weird. That's a very
all kind of
weird
people was coming back, and then Joe came in. I'm mad. This thread had all these comments.
I agree. I think that's the best comment on that thread. I think that's the best comment on that
if he didn't keep going.
Thread.
The nigga replied to him and said, "Isn't it amazing?"
See, look, he's bored. He thought he just wants attention under his fucking name, son.
Joe said, "Say what you said, Joe. It's right here."
Well, I forgot what
Let this third one laugh out loud.
I said, LOL, a whole bunch of people had time to waste a day. And since I'm writing, my stupid ass included too.
And he said again, amazing, right? Joe
Hell
said,
no. We are all a little bit more stupid for being a part of this.
I thought Joe wasn't going to say no more. But here go Joe.
Racism. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
And without even getting too deep, it basically, Joe was like, basically said what we said, but he went power structure mode. Like, dog, even when we just talk about the power structures and the social class and culture and everything, that's not all just hate. Nigga, you trying to simplify some bullshit.
Then he said, give me like more semantics, like, well, what about the Native Americans? Like, what's it, were they, oh no, he said, what defines weak? I was like, nigga, when you lacking resources, culture, finances.
What does that have to do with what we talking about, though?
Right,
Wait,
like,
weapons.
it's completely irrelevant to the point. Go ahead.
To the point.
Then he asked me, well, what about the Native Americans? What were they considered weak? I was like,
Wait, but
yeah.
that's my question. What does them being considered weak have to do with racism not being existent?
I don't have, right, and I don't understand how that linked to hate either. Because now you're saying weak, and well, like your whole thing is I'm defeating hate. So like, if it is somebody being weaker, what does hate come in with?
Because the only way I can even process what he's trying to say is, since he said weak, we're talking about the power structure of racism and how racism takes advantage of what they perceive the minority, what they perceive the weak, what they perceive who they conquering, et cetera, et cetera. But still, whether the Native Americans were technically weak or not, it's not their fault that those white people were racist. And that does not negate the fact that that racism was hate, but it came from other things and not only hate. A thing could be a thing and another thing too, yeah.
Because I was like, dog. They also like the racism they put them in the structure they were in would like to resources, disease, and like weaponry.
I feel like this dude is really talking out of two sides of his mouth in a very fundamental way, because he's saying, what if I told you racism doesn't exist? As if it's just not even a thing. Racism is just nothing. It's void.
But then he explains that it's hate.
But then you say it's just hate.
It's hate.
So therefore it exists now. Like,
no, just hate exists, not racism, which is goofy.
But you're still trying to classify something as part of something else.
I checkmated that nigga. I checkmated that nigga when I brought up misogyny and sexism. He said those are different kind of hates. I said, so you can see that they're different kind of hates. So how can you just say if they're different? Like, just basically what you say, if they're different kind of hates, that mean that
racism is just another kind of fucking hate, right?
And it has to exist because if they're different kinds, they need to have names. Because otherwise we get them confused, right? He would not give it. Dog, I kept checkmating him. He wouldn't give it to me, son.
He would not give in.
He didn't even like respond to that comment.
After a while, I just called him a troll.
Exactly.
I said, dog, right at this point, you're trolling.
You're trolling.
And I'm out of this bitch, dog.
You want
like, I said exactly because I know it was.
I went back to see if he even said anything to what I gave him. No, you recognize it's a particular hate on the spectrum hate, or is it not? It's not only on the hate. Wait. What he said is about. Those are different hates. Let's stay in the same vein. You now introduce different hates. Homophobia is hate of the same sex. He can successfully recognize the different hates. I'm like, you recognize the different hates, I mean, you're recognizing racism. You got to recognize the different parts, components, and if you can recognize that duality, you should have to also see what I kept throwing at him over and over.
Trolling idiot. He's trolling.
What I kept throwing at him over and over, dog. Racism is comprised of hate, yes, and fear, yes, and ignorance, yes, and power, yes, and all these other things.
So it's homophobia.
And he kept on trying to ignore these other things, and I'm saying that is also racism. And as long as those other things exist, and racism are also those other things, you cannot only classify it as hate, because then you're demystifying these other things that it also is.
Because like
that's why it needs its own name.
You're trying to demystify racism, and by proxy, all the mechanics of it that affect us every fucking day, dog. Like you said, dog, like with the jobs and financial status and just how we're treated in general. Because policemen.
It in and of itself is its own motherfucking layered thing. There's not just one kind of racism. You know what I mean? Like just like there's not just one kind of hate, there's not just one kind of racism. Right. Racism itself get broken down into parts and participles and shit. So it's like, son, are you intentionally trying to be simple?
You are a supreme asshole, son.
I told this nigga, dog, what more do you want, son? This is a stupid ass thread with a stupid ass comment. I'm mad at even wasting my time on this stupid ass conversation. And he was like, I know you're frustrated because look at your language, and now you know why I replied.
Whatever.
And all I put was, I got caught up in the trolling. Peace.
Peace out.
And he said, hi about trolling. And I just threw the peace up fingers again.
He just wants the last word.
Yeah.
Like, dog.
He can have the last word now, dog.
Last word in you, son.
He can have the last word.
I would have let him have it from Jump Street. Like,
He ain't had my last word, goddamn it. He just quit.
You can have it.
But
dog.
that let me know everything. Like nigga, like
He's a troll.
I don't know if I want this classified as a troll unless he.
Oh, you stupid.
One of the two. Neither one I got time for, son.
Man, it's not just he a troll or he stupid, dog. People fall in the middle of that shit. Because some people really believe bullshit.
Niggas believe the earth is flat.
And they're well versed in that fact. You see what I'm saying?
That's not a fact.
No, they're well versed. It's not a fact. They're well versed in that.
And that bullshit.
But they're well versed.
How you? Yeah,
But
dog.
it's
It's bullshit
bullshit.
They're
though.
well versed.
Man, you
But
better
it's
recognize shit from
bullshit.
Shinola.
But that's my point though. He don't like.
He don't see shit from Shinola.
For them to be a troll, he would have to also realize that the Earth isn't flat, but he just telling motherfuckers.
I think he do though.
See what I'm saying?
And
I don't know is what I'm saying.
Right. I think he does.
Some of
know
his
that
responses
racism
in the
exists.
some of his no. He's not saying racism don't exist. He's saying it's only hate. And when he said it doesn't exist, I can't even get his words straight. He said it
That's
doesn't
how dumb
exist,
it is.
but it's hate. But what I'm saying is, he rides at one point, even in my things. So you trying to say Tuskegee when they was giving black people sicknesses, that's not hate? Or you trying to like? So what I'm saying?
Nah. That is very deceptive. That is very deceptive
He is
wording
trying
that
to
he's
make-
using.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
Dude,
if
no.
it's not a troll,
No, he matches troll.
if it's not a troll, he a J Cole lyric. The good news, nigga, is you came a long way. The bad news is, nigga, you went the wrong fucking way. Cause you ain't talking about nothing that should even be talked about like you're saying. It's not helping nothing. It's backtracking.
It's backtracking.
You are selling shit, my nigga.
You're
and
selling.
you believe in shit. And you are mastery at shitting, dog.
What you saying, Joe?
Sell them niggas that shit that want to buy it. But I am not caught up in the shit.
Cause we start this conversation at ETOUFEE because there's so much like shit look at this, so many stories this week in the pot, you feel me? White man who killed a black man in Times Square said it was practice for the planned murders of interracial couples.
That nigga had an agenda. He's a hate group. Let him fry.
No, I'm not saying the judge. We already know he fucked up. But what I'm saying is shit ain't dying out. And they got people out here acting like the shit ain't like the shit is. Like,
right.
Nigga, no, it's not like we're in the epicenter of the fuckery. We're not at the end of the road.
Fuck no.
We're not. This nigga straight up like some of these serial killers, some of these motherfuckers like the Dylan Roofs, like the
some of these niggas are sensationalists, and some of these niggas are actual fucking terrorists.
And what I'm saying is most of these other niggas, like them, which you mentioned, will have some justification that they've trying to ride with.
Yeah.
This nigga just said straight up, oh, I was just practicing to shoot up. Like, he wasn't even...
Listen. Just because he's black, he was just practice. I probably even hated him a little because he was black, but, I mean, at the same time, it could have been a dirty white guy.
No cause. Like,
You know
it wasn't
saying?
no cause, no ride. Like, you know what I mean? It was no... Because you fuck...
I really don't like interracial couples.
I don't like them niggas. And, I'm not even trying to get out of going to jail by this. I'm standing by my bullshit.
This is what I believe in, because I'm also a fucking Nazi.
And it's a 66-year-old man that he just fucking stabbed up.
I hate it.
Like,
And it's always to the old black man. Bitch, you a hoe.
like, what's
They don't want fuck with no real niggas out here in these streets.
You're right.
Talking about some practice.
He gonna die in jail.
Yeah, he's gonna die in jail.
They gonna break him down.
James Harris Jackson walked into a New York Police Department station and turned himself in, telling officers, I'm the person you're looking for.
He has a death wish. Like, his
This
life
nigga
has
think-
just gone down, and
He think he in the movie 7.
Dog.
This nigga think he a mastermind. I'm here, you guys.
nah, he should call it a day, dog.
Hey.
He's just done with life.
And it's really evil because you
Don't
killed
put that nigga in a mental institution. Watch.
they most likely will. You killed the homeless black man. He was homeless. And it's like, son, just because, and that's a whole other layer of the issue of like the classism of America and such, where it's like, my nigga, you don't even regard this person as a person. You think he's fodder. And because he's black, he's even more so.
Dog,
Racism
on top of a psycho. Because the thing is, he like you say, like dog, like he was ready to kill something.
I think
And
racism
him
is
killing a black
psychosis.
person probably was a little bit easier than him probably killing another white person. Because he was after interracial couples, which that shows some kind of level of fucking hate and racism. I'm saying together and separate.
I mean, they out just saying that they can't even arrest Amber Geiger for some whatever reason.
I see that.
And it's like...
I say that shit, dog. She gonna get off.
Oh, no. Because they just fired her from the police department.
They did. Good shit.
And so...
Because that was a story for a minute, but they couldn't.
Know what that means? Know what that means, though? Let me tell you what that means in the court. That takes away the blue badge from her. She don't have that shield no more.
Yeah, he said fired.
Nigga, she don't work for them no more.
Okay.
Bitch, you alone in this world now.
Well,
when you go to court, you gotta go to court.
He didn't say break, he didn't say leave. That nigga said fired.
Okay, as long as that puts her in open water to be caught for this shit,
No, they threw her to the wolves, son.
Ain't no blowback.
They gonna throw her back. Nah, we threw this bitch to the wolves. Have her.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
That's what they saying, dog.
Usually these niggas do not fire these motherfuckers.
They don't leave. They get retired out. Whatever.
Okay, so she got fired. Okay, all right.
Because you know what? The police, in my heart, this is all speculation and conspiracy theory. But I believe the police saw what really happened to that shit and was like, no, dog, when this shit hit the fan, we can't
even take this on. Yeah, so they
got to go.
As long as she's a fucking sheep left in the fucking jungle for the lions.
They about to eat her alive.
Hopefully. But
better.
They at least took
Zimmerman wasn't a
convincing step forward.
People forget that Zimmerman wasn't a cop.
Zimmerman had the most next biggest case next to OJ on some shit like that though.
Yeah, you right.
His lawyers and people that paid for him and all that shit was a whole nother level. And the thing is, his story was so fabricated in so different ways. This right here, I think when the evidence comes out, some shit will be clear, cookie cutter.
Honestly, though, the fucked up part about that whole situation, when you look for the true thing that really plunged that case, was just racism. Because the one witness was a little girl, and the white people deemed her ignorant and not smart, unintelligent. They ragged on that girl that whole time, and that flipped the jury to not take, because she was saying the real of this is what happened, but because they kept on ragging on her for being illiterate. They kept coming at this woman.
So they hearing the story,
right? So they was not hearing what she was saying. They was just listening. They was just taking in whatever stereotypes that they attached to her, and and I came and said it's my own idea. So I was watching something, and it was breaking down the Trayvon story, and it was a part of it that I remember very vividly, you know what I'm saying? And we might even talk about the shit. And in the schematic, and when you look at, in the scheme of everything, the truth didn't matter because the stereotype blocked that woman from even being human.
Yep. Yeah. They definitely have the Trayvon Martin case with his friends. That woman he was on the phone with, it's probably even his own mama.
It's so thick that niggas will let a murderer walk. Nigga.
Because they deem you ignorance.
And homie gonna sit up here with that kind of status out here being a black man, bruh? Educated from a HBCU?
He went to an HBCU. He wasn't educated there. He was just a fucking student there.
And you a reverend, nigga? Like,
of course he's a reverend.
And and it's just
of
like,
you're a reverend.
He ain't the only type of cat. Because once again, y'all could be absolutely right? He could be completely trolling and know better and everything, right? But they got niggas that's not.
There are.
You heard me? Like, they have that cat.
That's their leader. Niggas really, like him.
No, niggas like him ain't they leader. Niggas that actually believe that shit, dog. I have a couple of people.
I believe that niggas that actually believe that shit ain't the true leaders. They're the followers, dog. Because a true leader would know, dog, that shit is bullshit.
He ain't leading nothing.
This pulpit shit.
I see what you're saying on that level, too. Like, both of those are right in their ways.
That hustler nigga don't get as far as a nigga who really believe it, because a nigga who really believe it will die for it.
Yeah, they will go
They will go for it. They will go harder. And they will inspire more people. There's always, like, even in the church right now, they got the people that believe and the niggas that swindlers. So you're right. They gonna have a swindler on that side. But what I'm saying is the niggas that really cause the damage is the niggas who believe that shit.
True.
Who teach it to their kids, who teach it to their friends, who teach it to their kids. You know what I mean? Who get other people to believe that black people are ignorant, black people aren't human, black people whatever the fuck. You hear me? And when you're a black person and you join in like white doctrine, I'm not even saying that's what the dude was doing in this, but like they got this one cat in particular. That's why I'm going to get so amped. He blows me, dog, because he is really a nigga that don't seem black to me. Even though he black, and I understand you can't give up being black, but some of the things he says on his wall, some of the things that he pushes, how quick and hard up he try to go against almost anything black that pops up. I'm like, son, are you getting paid to do this shit?
But just to trip your head out even more about that dude, they got this dude, Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson, who for the first time was just very explicit about his love of white power.
I mean, like you just brought the video, man. You played some of the video for me when we was off mic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, like he feels like a troll. He feels like he don't really believe what he's saying. And that's still dangerous. You know what I mean? That's still
because he
dangerous.
has a following.
You have a following, and
He's
there's
a
people
hustler and a pimp.
who do believe what you're saying and believe that because you're saying it that they can have merit in saying it. Because motherfuckers always want to be like, well, you own the nigga black. I know a black person that say that, and as long as they have somebody they can go to,
too.
Like that's their holy grail.
nigga, it's trippy, son.
I hate it.
But racism ain't don't fucking exist, dog. Like I don't know, it's like, but like I said, the dude I'm talking about, he ain't like to that degree, like the dude on my wall. He just, like I said, I went to school with him, and like I think that's what trips me out even more is, nigga, I know you. When did you go left?
Yeah.
You're an actor. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, how are you subscribing to these type of things, and you're putting this on your freaking wall, and like you pushing that shit, and it's like it's so much more dangerous when it's us versus us, because then we can never like.
He must have heard somebody explain this shit with some pseudo logic, and it made sense to him, and he felt like he should bring it to everybody else's fucking attention.
Well, no, the guy I'm talking about is not the person who me and Joe were on the wall of. I'm talking about the cat who I know that I still follow.
High school with.
I went to high school
okay.
with. He was talking like crazy.
He was
shit.
on that coon shit.
Yeah.
And it's
That
like
nigga you talking about. It's not a coon. That nigga's beyond that. That nigga is an obedient servant to the white man.
Apparently.
No, I don't. Oh no, you talking about the Jesse nigga?
Yeah,
Jesse.
Yeah. No,
That nigga got a belief system that white people are. You know what? He has a little. Like, he doesn't have merit, but he does have things that, like, if you think like that, I can see what make you feel like it's merit. But like on the fact of, like, if you say like it was destiny and we wouldn't be here, this and the third, that's one thing. But
no, did you hear what this man said, Joe? Like, this man, he just really like put all allegiance to the white man. Like, for real, like that was his exact words. Yeah, his exact words.
Like the way the white man breathes and the air
He was
he takes in.
basically
son,
that.
it wasn't that off from
There's
it.
nothing brighter than that.
Thank God for white power and all that. Like, that man.
When I see a white couple together, I know there's a brighter day.
It's
for me.
something. No, it wasn't that far. That's what made me feel like that was so. He's so Jesse. What his fucking name is?
Jesse Lee Peterson.
He's so extreme. I'm like, you can't be real.
Right.
The kid I'm talking about I went to high school with. I'm tripped. Like, the thing with him is, I feel like he wanted to cast that, like he got the white girlfriend. He went to the white schools after high school. I feel like you were just looking for white acceptance so much that you didn't realize when you hit that switch. You know what I mean? It's like you still thinking that you down for the black people, but all us, we're misguided because we believe in Obama or we believe in this or that.
Obama.
Because he like to come at Obama a lot. But like, yeah, son, but he ain't getting like, son, the shit you on is hurting us a lot. Way more. And he'll probably be the type of nigga that'll be like he don't see color type shit. And it's like, nah.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm positive he doesn't see color.
Because he's the same nigga like you said again earlier, dog, that J. Cole line. Long way, wrong way.
Long way, wrong way, son. And like, and all these freaking layers, dog. And like, when we look out in our city, son, like right now, we talking about like, we talking off mic the weed situation, about how like black people are 3 times more likely to be arrested for weed. And in the city, like, didn't realize that we have the most arrests in the world.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the whole fucking world. Like, I just thought it was like maybe regionally or like in the country at best. You know what I'm saying? But the fucking world?
Nigga said,
Gretna.
Kim Jong-un ain't got shit on Gretna.
Gretna, Louisiana has the most arrests.
Like,
Louisiana has the most imprisoned.
That's what I think about, because it's like, that is crazy compared to places like, I think like China and like all these heavily populated areas and shit. Like, I feel like they would have to have
Cuba?
more perk. Like, what the fuck, dog?
And and also take this in, we're arresting the most people. No, we also have the most incarcerated. In the whole state, we have the most incarcerated. That's ridiculous. You hear me? Gretna just arrest the most. They'll pull your ass over and fucking bring you in more than anybody. But still, our state still will lock you up. Yeah.
And just keep adding more on top.
Here.
That's fucking wild, dog.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm talking about, like when I say look at weed, man, at one point like some people could get misguided with the decriminalization of weed. Yeah, that makes it so a nigga give you a ticket or just fine you or some shit, but they can still give you shit. It's almost like they let your guards go down, then you are most likely to have weed on you now because it was quote unquote, it feel like a trap, it was quote unquote decriminalized. Now the cop niggas already know he or she are more likely to have it on them because we've said it's decriminalized. We still about to fuck with you, dog. And it's mainly happening to black people.
Right.
I'm supposed to pretend like I don't see race here.
Because, dog, you always gonna have a target on your back when you black. No matter what time the laws go down, dog. The laws can be where that weed is recreational. Somehow or another, they're gonna find a way to pop your ass for street selling it. There's always gonna be the laws against you, dog.
I
As
mean-
long as the laws. But
I mean, you kind of just said something you're supposed to kind of get arrested for. If you street selling it and then it made it legal, man. I think you are supposed to get
White people gonna do it too and they ain't gonna get arrested, you know what I'm saying? White people gonna do it too and not get arrested.
Yeah, so, but we
Bitches.
always, and the thing is, us as black people, we already know the laws can be very unfair. We already know that off the dump. But it's just when you have your own people trying to tell you the laws aren't unfair, it's like, wait, nigga.
Nigga, what?
Nigga, when the motherfuckers on that side of the spectrum say that shit, we pray for them, we battle them, we have these words, whatever, Nigga, you wake up every day in the skin you in, nigga. Look at your parents. Look at your grandparents. What the fuck are you talking about right now, dog? I be wanting to give some of these niggas a good ass shake, goddammit.
Yeah.
I want to put them niggas in the last level of Tales from the Hood and have them niggas sit in that chair and watch all that shit to get their mind right.
Something, son. Something. Some random acts of flyness. You feel me? Like, because we spoke on how like Trump fucking supporters, 20% think that ending slavery was a bad idea.
Honestly,
and they think that now.
That doesn't bother nor surprise me, dog.
It does, you know what? It doesn't bother me that exists. It doesn't surprise me that exists. The things that get me is that there's somebody that honestly admitted it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you admitted it though.
Because most times I'm not racist, or you know what I mean? They hide behind shit. A lot of these numbers we don't get is legit. I'm more tripped out that you even was able to find 20, because 20% is a lot.
Yeah,
for real.
that is a lot.
For 2018, that's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
But then got the nerve to, goddamn, like y'all actually said that's how you feel.
Yeah,
for
like,
real.
yeah, we definitely should have kept slaves, and that makes me think about that TV show that kind of like portrayed the world where like slavery was still a thing.
It ain't come out yet, but they still
It didn't come
developing
out yet. Okay.
They're still developing it like as if
Jesus.
slavery. What was it? It never ended.
Yeah.
Or,
After
what
the
was
Civil
it?
War.
The Civil War, the South.
Yeah,
Confederate
South
one.
one. South one.
Yeah, that's what it is. And how different life would be.
Oh God.
Question mark. Quotations. Etc.
I'm
Etc.
not excited still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And recently, that this the Harriet Tubman actor, man, she spoke out about. Remember we talking about side A about how
That's doing a boycott against the lady from being Harriet
son,
Tubman.
Yeah, stupid.
That was
shit.
stupid as fuck. A
So what did
boycott.
she say?
There's so much real things to boycott, dog. Why are we doing this?
well, it's not a boycott, it's a petition.
Petition, boycott, bitchcott, petition.
You a poet.
Don't you know it, nigga?
You hear me? So, set production on. I had a freaking audition for this. Harriet, Casey Lemon's directed Harriet, has started, prompting new criticisms of Cynthia Erivo, who has been cast as Harriet Tubman. According to Deadline, the film will focus on Tubman's life, including her time as a Union spy and her now historic rise as one of the leading rescuers of the Underground Railroad. Much of the criticism stems from Erivo being of Nigerian ancestry and hailing from the UK, playing Tubman, who is a significant. Oh, she got both. She African and British. Oh God, that really pissed people off. Huh? A significant future in African American culture. This criticism is something that's been cropping up in the industry lately, etc., etc. She says, "I struggled a little with whether or not to post anything about this role because even though there's so much celebration and encouragement coming through, there's also anger and offense spurred on. Me being from the UK." I guess there's a bigger conversation to be had about heritage and experience, also about who Harriet really was. That cannot be had in an Instagram post. What I will say is that my journey to this woman has been long and detailed, and one I have not taken lightly. Nothing has been given to me without me first putting the work in. People speak of foreign privilege, and truthfully, life would be unbelievably easy if that were applied to me, but that's not my portion. I hope that I do everyone, even those who are in doubt or are upset, proud. I hope to quell your fears because I understand that it is what it is. I cannot tell how protective I am of this woman and her story. I posted this because I cannot allow people to make me neglect to celebrate this honor.
As our angry translator, she just said, "Fuck y'all. I'm about to drop all y'all bitches' jaws.
It reminded me of the Cat Williams, Tiffany Haddish, and Kevin Hart thing. About how, like, man, you don't know what this lady done and try and get this role, and y'all already putting up petitions. We getting the Harriet Tubman movie, y'all.
Right.
And instead of like enjoying and basking in
See
that,
what it is.
we riding on her because she's a Nigerian from the UK, as if she ain't black, as if a boat ride ain't determine where the fuck she at.
Dog.
I'm pretty sure she was fucking vexed by all the BS, but she made a very classy response. So.
Any heat she get from black people is stupid.
But that's a lot of the heat, dog, and that's what
so
kills
stupid,
me,
dog.
son.
That's
It's
stupid.
like
That makes no sense, dog. That's defeating all our purposes, and that's why Kevin Hart said exactly what he said. What we talked about on side A is that you're not coming out, and not only are you causing a problem and not coming out with a solution, my nigga. it's like, dog, this right here has a solution, and you still just making a problem.
Right. It's like what he. I thought the deal was black people getting on, black people being successful, and like he said, if that's not the plan, if that's not what we on,
let me know.
Let me know. Let me know, son.
Turn this bus around,
dog. Because that is a black woman to me, whether she's from the UK or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where she's from.
And guess what? Her accent can get her certain privileges. It also can deny her certain things.
Also, this, dog, like you said, on the basis of acting chops. If she fought for the role and got it, then
right.
that's dog. Because in this acting thing, it's somewhat a fair game. Somewhat.
I'm not saying.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
That was a very broad.
Somewhat a fair game.
End of the day, she still had to fight. End of the day, she still got a story. Just like we don't know what Tiffany had and she had to go
black
through.
Woman, had to fight a lot harder.
Right, son. And on top of that, being a black woman in the entertainment game, and this she ain't, dog, Hollywood is Hollywood. You had to fight from fucking Britain to get here, to get something. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't just for my first mind ain't let me get this British chick Harriet Tubman.
This old dark-skinned black woman that I was like...
They got buku other actresses that probably had names and from here that went up, dog. For this woman to get it, dog, and
she had to fight against some fucking heavy hitters.
And go back to the point, dog. How you gonna say racism don't fucking exist, dog, when it's such an existence that it spawned another thing. Colorism and the shit that we have with black people and the crab shit. Like, things spawn other things that spawn other things, dog. And if we go to the top of the ETOUFEE, or this nigga trying to just simplify it all, how in the fuck would you fix something like that? How can you fix something like colorism by just classifying it as general hate? How can you fix crabs in the barrel mentality if you just call it hate? There's no way, there's no antidote by just...
The cake is too layered. The science is too complex, and the issue is too deep. Niggas say shit like that, dog, from that we talked about at the top of this post, because that in the gates, dog, they open up for these questions that they don't have the answers to. And not only dog, but the thing about him is that he wasn't looking for an answer. He was looking to defend something that he had no real thing about. So therefore, that's why I consider him a troll. But for the niggas that really think that racism and all that shit don't exist and don't see this shit happening, dog, that's to me, dog, it's a therapeutic thing, so they don't see it. They're what they've been seeing all their lives. Some kind of blockage they're trying to put up for themselves. Because they've been hurt so bad, it looked like it felt. And that's our little loophole I give them on that.
Removing the label from racism isn't gonna just make this shit squeaky clean. Like, no matter what people say, you know, racism doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. You know, they could continue to say that, but that shit's too far ingrained into the culture just to put it a fucking side, basically, and like to take the name off the shit. It has too many children. It's there, yeah. It has too many children.
It is stitched in the fabric of who we are in this country.
Because we as black Americans are so hurt, and so I always say, dog, we the lost children of history, dog. We're so protective of ours that we're looking at this black woman who looks just like us, who KKK would still light the fuck up, who has just as many of the same fucking problems, but we see it our sister, a black woman that look just like us, but we so protective of ours, and we've been so that. Something as simple as later, she's just portraying a story that we should all be getting behind, and that is a problem. And things like that, like I said, Willie Lynch was not a real person, is what you find out over time. But those same ideals, whoever put all that shit together, those methods, that message, that methodology, those are all real.
You can say that is Willie Lynch.
That is Willie Lynch. The methodology. It wasn't a human person.
It's definitely real.
But that is real. And to tell me that racism doesn't exist, not only spits in our grandparents, our ancestors, and all the, like we said earlier, the data that's already been provided just from talking about blacks and whites, it also makes me it also tries to negate the fact that I hope also a lot of, like, aside from the human aspects of, humans gonna always have conflict. Certain kinds of conflict that's within our community comes from the racism that we were born into off the dump.
Son, that nigga was high.
I don't want to just make it about that nigga. I'm talking about like I said, I don't know if he believe it or not. I just want to say on the concept of how people use that to not care, or or how you can have like misguided influence.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
Misguided influence is dangerous as fuck, yo.
Yes, it is. When you can seek out a group of people that are weak enough to believe in the shit you're selling, or the fact that you that strong in yourself.
I'm about to say, not even necessarily. I heard you try to correct it, because not even that they weak enough. Because sometimes strong minds get got by stronger minds.
I'm about to say though, nobody's infallible,
right? Sometimes the person hit that right note that sent that, like we just saw on Insecure with Chad. That preacher sucked, but Chad was touched. And Chad ain't an idiot. It's just, I know it's played for comedy, but, there's realism
He had a
there.
moment, though. He had a moment.
Yeah.
I strained so far away.
And at times, dog, that one moment of vulnerability to whatever can, like, turn the tide on whether you a coon or you a revolutionary, whether you're a racist or whether you're an ally or what have you or what not, dog. But at least educate yourself on some real shit, because otherwise, you got niggas fucked up. You have future niggas fucked up. And what's going to ultimately happen is you going to get somebody fucked up.
Right.
Because niggas is still about whooping niggas' asses out here.
Right.
Hell
That
yeah.
never got...
I know I am.
That never went away.
I come from a school of ass whooping.
Yeah,
I'm about
man.
to tell you,
Don't
something
forget
about-
that
Small
side
town.
of it. Many times we often talk about the words and the big ideas and all that, but no, let's get to the gutter, nigga.
I will whip your ass.
Whoop your ass.
There's many motherfuckers out here who about whooping the ass, don't even care how ignorant you
Right.
are or what education you need to have. So I'm saying this out here to you cool niggas and to you racist motherfuckers, dog. Y'all either need to get into some boxing lessons and or educate yourself on some shit.
Right.
Because at some point very soon, you're going to be spouting that bullshit that you spouting in the wrong direction. Somebody who is afflicted gonna take to heart some shit you saying and fuck you
You're gonna get
up.
fucked up.
Slap that boy behind the back. Shut the fuck up, boy.
You hear me? And I know this ain't no threat, this ain't no nothing else, nothing like that. Dog, I was just speaking that real. And that was that ETOUFEE of the day. Yeah, man, check your influence, bitch.
Check your fucking influence.
I
I like that.
Let's go to this motherfucking daily dose, mate.
They'll do some America.
We got to stop fighting. Your brother cannot be your enemy. We used to hang from trees, and now we're who they all want to be. But we're start proceeds. We're still living, trying to make the ends meet. Our bloods are kings and queens, not what they made us believe. The community, more of a dynasty. We are who we are, and there's no going back from here. Together we stand. Hold my hand, don't you have no fear. If you want it, we can get it. There is something we're missing. Alright, stop the madness. Stop the madness.
Alright, what the fuck is going on now?
So,
What?
if you in this little chick position, in this woman's position, tell me, what do you do?
What do you
This
Caught
nigga-
on cam. Shopper finds dropped wallet. Hightails it out of the store, police say. Shopper near Dallas.
So, what do you think this woman is? Black woman, white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian woman? If you could just guess.
What do I think it
Poor
is?
woman.
Guess.
Shopper finds a dropped wallet.
Yeah. What you
I
think
don't know,
it is?
dog, man. It could be anything.
Yeah, man,
I'm gonna
you
say a
just
poor
guess.
woman.
No, I'm just saying we just
And
have to
if
get.
we're gonna race,
Then we're
by
gonna
her
race.
being poor and what area is it in Dallas? I'm gonna say she's a poor Hispanic woman.
What you think, D?
I'm gonna say she's a white woman. Because white women are capable of in any fucking thing, too. Remember, the white woman's tear is the most nuclear substance on the planet. So,
Yeah.
let's see.
So
So, who was it? What
Like-
was it?
I'm just trying to just connect it to where we was at. Not the shit get lost. What is the story? Here it is. Caught on cam. Shopper finds drop wallet. High tells it out of the store. Police say.
Let's
I'm not
see.
mad at that either.
Up. What is she? Is this a bait wallet? Oh, give me that.
Give me that. Give me that. She really stole it from. It's a white woman that stole it from a Hispanic lady.
No, wow,
The
look at
Hispanic
that.
lady drops her wallet
She
right
sees
there.
it? Now, did the white lady see her drop it?
Yes.
Yes,
no,
I saw it.
she's right behind her.
Okay.
And
she
she
just
picked
got
that bit up.
So you know what? I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, dog.
That's
I'm sorry.
the exit
I'm
door
sorry
right
about
there.
That's the exit door right there.
Let me
man.
see. Oh man, she didn't turn around like I
My
want to see
computer
her
freezes.
act-
My
act
computer
leaving.
freezes. But
Wow.
I was saying, how you catch yourselves out here, bruh. Somebody catch you slipping, you'll catch yourselves out here,
White white
bruh.
lady said, man.
Look at she's right there, D. Like
Oh
she
wow.
left the basket.
Out of here. Right. Fuck that basket. I
Man, I got
got
more
this
money.
wallet.
I got more money than I need in this bitch.
So the people listen now. The video shows this Hispanic lady walking in. She drops her basket. They show a white lady walking in with her basket, and then as she's right behind the Hispanic lady. As soon as the Hispanic lady drops the wallet, this lady picks up the wallet, leaves her basket in the middle of the freaking aisle at the store. Look like a Sam's or some Costco
I feel
or
like it was a
something.
setup for her.
You hear me? That lady
She
left.
got a pickpocketer.
Boy, that lady, there ain't no pickpocket. I feel like that's a random lady, poor, Or not, because fuck, you ain't gotta be poor to jack somebody.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't.
This is a
Evil
TV
diva.
show, son. This is a whole TV show, son. Like, I think people should, like, do that, like, on purpose. Like, drop their wallet in the store and see who picks it up and gives it the fuck back, or who
Chris
fucking
Hansen
leaves.
comes out
People
of
do
nowhere.
that. People do. There's a few viral videos similar to that. They got one recently where this blind guy, quote unquote blind guy, dropped like a suitcase full of money, and kept walking to see who would tell his blind ass that he dropped his suitcase full of money. And the black dude did tell him, real nigga shit.
Real.
Fuck that. I mean, no, it's real nigga shit.
Somebody said, yo, he always ready to just be like, fuck that shit.
Because, like, I would have took a few dollars out, you hear me? Like, for my good deeds. I don't know.
No.
Real talk, if you
I just feel a good deed.
No.
I just feel a good deed.
Wait. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you
You don't
something.
fucking reward
Let me ask you
yourself.
something. Let me ask
Who
you
the fuck
something.
rewards themselves for doing charity?
You gotta put your feet, so you gotta pat yourself on the
What type of nigga you got to be, man?
You never heard of pat yourself on the back?
I'm not gonna let you ride this.
You never heard of pat yourself on the back?
I'm not gonna let you.
But let me
go.
ask you this.
No, you can't.
If he's a white man.
No.
Son said he wanted his masturbation to be added to his body count.
Oh my god. Apparently.
It's a half, ain't it?
Apparently.
It's somewhat of a half. Or a quarter.
Nah.
Oh man, son.
Thoughts manifesting in reality.
Hey y'all, tuck your goddamn purses and wallets, dog, cause y'all be looking at us. That's what I want to see. Next up,
Teenager sues his parents. Oh yeah, I saw this. Teenager sues his parents for $250,000, $250,000 for those who can't count, for naming him Gaylord. Bitch, you look like a Gaylord. First of all, they named you the right name, bitch. You look like a fucking Gaylord with that swept fucking do. Let me see. A 17-year-old boy from Missouri. Of course, he lives in fucking Missouri, where white people are fucking manufactured. Has launched a civil lawsuit against his parents for naming him Gaylord as a child, a name which allegedly caused him to suffer from a lot of mockeries and even serious bullying. Okay, I can understand him getting tortured probably for having that name. That's only to be expected. I feel like the parents probably should have expected that also in this day and age.
but he wasn't born in this day and age.
When was he born?
I mean, he's 17 years old. They named him 17 years ago.
Okay, so
I mean,
this
I
was
feel-
in
I-
the year 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should know not to name your child
Oh,
Gaylord.
no,
because,
I agree.
Homophobia even then was like,
I agree. I wouldn't have
Very
set.
much
I wouldn't have
bigger.
set my kid up for that, dog. But like, sometimes names like that are like cultural.
they are
You know.
definitely like, that's a very old name.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
some
a
old
very
white shit.
like vintage name.
There's
So-
not a black boy
I wonder-
alive named Gaylord, but that's some
Yeah.
old white shit.
It's
dog.
like-
I wonder if
Not
he
a
went
mo-
home. I wonder if he went home to his people and everyone like asked them, "Can y'all change my name?" And they was like, "No, son.
I'm pretty sure
you're named
he-
after the
he
famous
asked him.
Gaylord or like
Grandpa
so you
Yeah.
take
Gaylord.
that and name it
Grandpa
Pride.
Gaylord.
They got all
nigga.
types of famous people named Gaylord, son. Like
Gaylord- his name is-
Gaylord
His
Johnson.
My nigga name is Gaylord Williams.
Gaylord Williams. Wow. Gaylord Williams from the small city of Kirksville.
Kirksville,
See,
Missouri.
like, come on, dude. Like,
Never
you
heard of
should
it. How's your
know.
burn?
Soon as parents, Dave and Carol.
See, y'all names got to be Dave and Carol, but you're
When
gonna
you're
name me
gonna name him
Gaylord.
Yeah, come on
So I didn't
now.
want that child.
But here go the part that
For-
I can't agree with how he's trying to make it.
For
Deliberately making
making
his life miserable.
Yeah, you can't say that by giving him an outdated and
Prejudicial
first name. Yeah, it is.
It is an outdated and prejudicial first name, but you
It
cannot
is.
prove that they deliberately
Yeah, that's the thing.
named you that
That's the
They probably
thing.
to
I
give
don't
you
know.
shit.
What if they said it to him? What if he doesn't fucked him home? He got
I mean, if there's
Possible.
but I feel like he would have said that too. Let's see what else he's saying in
These kids
here.
don't get that big like that.
I'm saying if you're a news reporter and you're trying to get some facts to make to get your story together, if it's being said that I asked them and they said purposely that they made me that they were going to do that, that would make the story of that. You know what I'm saying? They said that. That's too clear. And also,
Nope, check it. Read that quote. They told
told
me
me-
several times that I was an accident and that I had ruined their life. When he was drunk, my father even admitted that they had named me like that in order to ruin my life like I had ruined theirs. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Then, like I said,
There
they
it
would
is.
not leave that out of the story. You
what I'm saying,
hear me? It
dog.
has to be in the story, son. Like, there ain't no way. So, yeah, son,
So
he gets
can
that
you
money.
sue him? Yeah.
He gets that money.
Yeah.
Get that money, dog.
He
Fuck
gets
your
that
parents.
money, you
Them
hear me?
bitch-ass
Because you
parents.
actually got bullied and like mocked and
Your parents are bitch
fucked
ass
up.
niggas, dog.
Yeah, like they actually like achieved their purpose. That's
Yeah,
fucked
man.
up. You get $250,000.
Cook 'em up.
My life is miserable. I can't wait till I turn 18 and I get the right to change my name without my parents' consent.
Thank you, dog.
Change it. Just change it.
His parents vehemently deny his allegations and claim that they simply named him Gaylord because they liked the name.
They look
Sure
like
they did. The
rich
fuck out of
people.
here. They're like rich dicks.
Yeah, they look like rich dicks. They really do.
Every year, a few dozen young American rich dicks. I mean, look what he said. What he's fucking suing them for. He knows they got it.
That's expensive.
You hear me? 250K. You don't just. I can't sue my mama for 250K.
I can't see my mama
And
for
seriously,
$250.
nigga, what really? It's seriously expected. He seriously expects it.
Because they're fucking rich, dog. That's Gucci.
Come on.
He got on, and that's fucking Armani. She got on.
Every year, a few dozen young Americans launch civil lawsuits against their biological parents for various reasons. Many of these cases are cases designed as wrongful birth lawsuits and are often instituted by children with predictable birth defects. According to official records, this is the first time that American parents are being sued because of the name they gave their child. Yep. Usually they just arrest that ass.
That's crazy.
Wow, son.
But if y'all did do that, Dave and Carol, y'all fucked up.
Dick ass Dave and Carol.
I
That
mean,
sounds like something they ought to be on the
they're
offense
fucked
of.
up. Put it like this, dog. Even if they didn't do that intentionally, the fact that they told him that they did is fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, dog, like, damn, son, you get drunk and tell that nigga, you're a mistake. We did it because you suck, bitch.
Yeah.
You little Gaylord. Like,
Right,
ooh,
yeah,
that's so
sucks.
evil.
That sucks.
You could at least
Major.
you could at least told him we like the name.
And
No,
this is your
bitch.
parents? Oof.
So yeah, man, those American niggas. Other thing I'm gonna save it. This men read comments from women, disturbing comments. That shit's it's fucked up. But I'm gonna save that for next week, dog. It's trippy.
Say that when we got the tissue, nigga. That sound like I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, man, it get deep, dog. Like I'm so. I love y'all women. Y'all go through some shit. But here's a hero highlight.
I'm feeling good inside. Cause people doing good in the world of pure fuckery. Like the shine a light. On a person. On a nigga. Doing good. In the pure world of pure fuckery. Fuckery.
The entire justice system here is run by black women, and it's not a diversity experiment. They just do things differently. All right, black women running shit in the office. I see you. I don't even know what else to say about that. Oh, it's in South Fulton, Georgia. You know, Georgia does a lot for the just black community
Shouts out to
period.
Keisha.
My
You know what I'm saying?
Georgia is really coming up on that.
A place where a Negro can spread their wings.
When LaDuane LBJ Jones walked into a meeting at work a couple of months ago, she was hit with a serious case of black girl magic. Jones, the city solicitor in South Fulton, Georgia, was meeting for the first time with the city's municipal court staff. As she entered the room, she realized she was looking at something she'd never before seen in her legal career. Everyone in the room looked like her. I walked into a very small conference room and I noticed that it was all black women, Jones told CNN. I kind of got that feeling of this is nice. This is exciting. South Fulton, an Atlanta suburb and one of Georgia's newest cities, damn, y'all just making new cities, has a distinction of being perhaps the first city in the nation to have its criminal justice system led entirely by black women. Many will hail this group as a definitive sign of progress in the tortured relationship between the justice system and black America. But does having a judicial system led entirely by black women automatically guarantee a greater degree of justice for residents of this city of 95,000 people?
I think so.
And so this is okay, I'm not about to read this entire article. It's a long article, but they basically answered that by saying these motherfucking women are creating results, all kind of shit,
Representation
crime
matters,
going
dog,
down.
for
Like
the lady.
these women, as usual, black women saving our lives. These women making shit happen, man. I advise y'all, man, go on CNN, man, look it up, man. And the title of it is "The Entire Justice System is Here." It's run by black women. Google that shit, dog. It's a great read. They're the hero highlight. I want to name their names. It is Chief Judge Tiffany Carter. Interim Police Chief Chief Judge Tiffany Carter Sellers. I'm sorry, you're married, baby. I don't want to leave out the Sellers. Interim Police Chief Sheila Rogers. Solicitor LaDuane LBJ Jones. Public Defender.
LeBron James.
Public Defender Vivica Famber Powell. Court Administrator Lakeisha Cofield. Chief Court Clerk Ramona Howard. Court Clerk Tiffany Kinslow. And Court Clerk Carrie Stevens. Shouts out to y'all women. Y'all the shit. Y'all the shit.
Y'all got that.
Y'all the shit. I can't wait to see how this, like, the next years, like the coming decades, how that goes. Like, they keep it woman run, black woman run, and what type of, what we get out of that.
It'd be fucked up if 10 years from now, they're as wicked as the rest of them because they're caught up in the system.
I mean, generally speaking, like,
the system is poisonous.
Across the board, the system does affect men and women, black, white, and every other race and shit. But maybe something about this sisterhood might keep them clean.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe something about them knowing, like, look, we're doing something different here. We're actually black, not just women, black women that's running this entire system. I would hope that they wouldn't be poisoned because, like we said, history shows us shit happens.
We're going to hold them accountable for the law, but we're going to support them as they do the right thing.
All the way. I believe it's going to be good.
They our sister. Don't you know?
Look at these women. They're some pleasant women. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's smile.
Yeah, they have fried dye laid to the side. They're like,
look
at that. They got all faces of black women.
They look like they go to church with us and shit. Every last one of them.
They probably all go to the same church.
Look, deaconesses and shit. She probably like, the
youth community
spirituals and shit. I don't know. Oh, look at her. That look like Sister Somebody.
That look like a mean bitch. She like, that smile just for the camera. She fired people.
Hey y'all, that was it, man. That was the FLYWITHBATS podcast, episode 62, side B. Ooh. Hit us up on FLYWITHBATS@gmail.com because we want y'all to be part of the conversation. Any questions, any comments, anything you want to say to any one of us, hit us with that, man. We gonna be there. Also, if you want to talk to the Reviewing That class, as far as giving us anything you might want us to review, talk about, etc., hit us up at reviewingdat@gmail.com. I think coming up we're gonna be running it about random acts of flyness. That is, that show changing lives over here. Also, I think that's all. Oh yeah, also check out Gumbo Monster 504 on YouTube and on iTunes, man, on FLYWITHBATS podcast, man. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, man. We need those 5-star likes. We need those comments. You hear me? It just helps us out and helps the podcast out in general. Shouts out to all our new listeners. We got another listener bump. Like, it's going up, it's going up. I appreciate y'all for listening, man. For real, man. To take your time out like that, man. All love. This that actor guy, Martin Bass Brat, but you can find me on all your socials at Mr. Bats. Spell it out, the Mr. that is, or you ain't gonna find me. And for this joint, I'm out.
And it's me, your boy D-Mac, and you can catch me on Instagrams at FrenchBread.kid and also my clothing line at YourDig504. And yeah, fuck y'all. I'll see y'all next time.
Passe wine, it's your boy AlphaJoe, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the root. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at AlphaJoe504. That's J-O without the E. You can find me on Facebook at Joseph Alphaman Pines, 62B or not to be. I'm out this bitch.
So not to be looking at.
I had to give him that little space in that area.
I brought that back around. I just call it a callback.
Yeah. See y'all, bro.
Yeah, chillin' on the couch, hand on my pouch, just waking up, watching Homeboy House. Thinking about the day I had to press rewind, play. When I say being a doctor was my goal, ambition, thing I wanted to be. Until I learned the work that it took, and I would be in infinite debt. Then I imagine myself 80 years old, dead with debt over my head. Too much doubt, gotta go another route. Once I got on the music, I ain't never getting out. I envision my life and how I'ma live it out. Kids and a wife, I hope I figure it out. So until then, rule 10, gotta wrap it up, cause life moves on even if we get stuck. So I turn back on the tube, now I'm on a cool. Watch us set it off, wishing I would make moves. The people was a fool, but the blues, it will hit ya. So you stay inside so them bullets might miss ya. You can get your issue any single day. Make beats at my home so I never fade away. Learning notes and keys, I gotta sit alone. I used to pray to God, but we don't get along. Preachers and believers trying to turn me around, but I should still be proud even if I'm not down with G-O-D. My real F-A-T-H-E-R, not in my vision of tomorrow. He's still living, never forgiving. I ought to try and get along, but twice he ran alone, so now I stand alone. But I ain't lonely. Wheat, cheese, and turkey used to be baloney. Smart kid growing up, but that in an instant. Winning every day, see my past in the distance. I don't regret a thing, cause I love my existence. Kinda militant, but that's just it. sentiments from living this life. Still got an open mind. People surprised I never been shot or did time. Step out on the porch, nothing never changed. Stuttering Jerome, old girl, what's her name? There go old Missy. Look at Miss Barbara and the lady who made the frozen cups daughter. Yeah, I got smarter. Learned from the dumb, been in my own lane. Just never had my own drum. Used to rap about clapping, ain't never had a gun. I was just imitating, but with a little patience, I'm 3 years ahead of my time and stimulating for me to imagine what would have happened if I was saving like every week. Cause living off pennies ain't sweet, it's bitter. You can be my nigga, but they don't mean that you fam. Trust is like putting a loaded 48 in the hand of a woman or a man who got ulterior plans. Now you're looking at your casket, the invisible man. Cars in the glam and entertainers demand. Isn't what I need, have me like Joe Queen, Phoenix. I'd rather never have an image, but shout out to the ladies and jits whoever did it. I ain't a known rapper, but I represent it. Up on the track, New Orleans to the ending. Looking at a picture, the past feels near, but I'm living in the now when she sold last year. Gotta go to work, do I wanna go to sleep? Been up all night with this beat on repeat. But life don't wait and money don't make itself. I need stability, but what I want is wealth.